feel like if you were sober, you wouldn't have this much of a mess. But that's okay, because we have more espresso Frangelico mixture.
Do you like baking? Do you like drinking? Well, I love alcohol with everything. So come and join me for 2 or 20 shots now that you're brinking with tin. That's me.
Welcome to another episode of Brinking with Tin, where I bake with and get drunk on the same alcohol. Today we are making Frangelico Tiramisu. Frangelico is a hazelnut liqueur. Drinking Frangelico is like drinking Nutella. In America, apparently you pronounce it Nutella, which I think is very strange. Message me in the comments down below if you say Nutella or Nutella. If you say Nutella, please spell it as N-O-O-T-E-L-L-A. Given that this recipe is not too complex, I thought that I would add in a bonus cocktail recipe. I love cocktails, but I don't have all the fancy equipment. I hate having equipment that is like specialized for like one thing. And like I hate like washing, all that kind of stuff. Cocktail materials just end up getting strewn about the whole kitchen, sticky and gross for days because no one's washing them and everyone's hungover. I thought I would share my trick today because with Brinking with Tin, you don't gotta be fancy, you just gotta be tasty. We are using a protein shaker. A lot more people have protein shakers than they do cocktail shakers. Professional bartenders look away. Italians probably want to look away too because I'm probably going to butcher a traditional tiramisu recipe. Professional chefs, bartenders and Italians look away so that you don't get offended. It's 2020. It's very easy to find people to get offended. I thought I'd make some Frangelico espresso martinis. So 3 equal parts of vodka, espresso, and usually it's Kahlua. You do whatever you want. My 1 part of vodka here, pouring it into my protein shaker. 1 part Frangelico. Now why I go with that it don't gotta be fancy, it just gotta be tasty, is that I find that a lot of people feel like they miss out on creating delicious things because they don't have certain ingredients. And my intention is to show you the shameless, no frills, black and gold route for you to have delicious things all around and inside your face. You don't need a coffee machine to make nice espresso martinis. I just use instant coffee, and quite frankly, I use home brand decaf Coles coffee because a girl needs to sleep. I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of coffee. I have a friend who used to run a coffee business, and when I told her that I drink decaf home brand instant coffee, and that was potentially the end of our relationship. There's a global pandemic at the moment and there are bigger problems to deal with than having good quality coffee. We have eyes, here we go. For those of you who don't know about protein shakers, so it has this on the inside. Shake that. That was my bar for everyone. Fancy martini glass. Everyone, this is Stu, my housemate.
Hello!
For the last week he's been drinking black Russians.
Or white Russians.
White Russians.
That's right.
Cheers.
It's been a good week, but yes, cheers.
So what's your handle, Stu?
Oh, s.j.owen. If you like my comedy, you can follow Pool Boys Comedy. Pool Boys Recommend is the
Pool
podcast.
Boys Recommend.
Yeah.
Cheers, enjoy.
And like, what are you making today?
Frangelico espresso martinis. Do you have a sip?
Whoa.
Woo!
Like sweet but bitter.
Oh, that's right, I forgot the sugar. Thanks, Drew. We have fake sugar. No shame in using fake sugar. Calorie-free sweetener. Boop, 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 boop. Oh god, we haven't even made the recipe yet. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's the problem with espresso martinis. They're so easy to drink. Okay, let's go on with the recipe. Now we're gonna start with some eggs. You need to separate the eggs, and I believe that some people don't know how to do that. First way, so you break the egg into the bowl, and then you use your fingers to fish out the egg yolk. Okay, so that's one way. The second way is doing it in between the halves of the shells. Just juggle it back and forth, letting a bit of white go out into the bowl, and then you put it into your egg yolk bowl. Third method that I'm going to show you, oh, there's some shell. You could actually just break the egg straight into your hand. With this recipe, it is important that you have clean, dry hands with no water or fat on them because we're going to be whipping them up shortly, and water and fat inhibits egg whites from frothing up properly. So for the first time ever, we have some electrical equipment. 3 egg whites. I think I'm going to do some Brinking with Tin POV. And then we turn this on. There we go. As you can see, the egg whites are starting to get frothy up. Now while this is on, I'm going to start adding a tablespoon of this icing sugar into the egg whites. And why we're doing that is because it'll strengthen the egg whites and prevent them from deflating too much. Oh my god, doing this backwards is so difficult. Doing it in front of the camera. I usually do egg whites first with recipes that require whipping egg whites and beating other stuff, because you can't have all the fat and stuff on the beaters when you're whipping the egg whites. So I do the whites first and add sugar so that they last the recipe, but then I don't need to wash these because less washing is always better for the world. 3 egg yolks. Boom. Icing sugar. You could also use normal sugar. Cheers! Oh man, that's good. You know that feeling of a first sip of a cocktail, that first sip of coffee in the morning? I don't smoke, but I could imagine it would be like the first puff of a cigarette, the first few seconds of a Mariah Carey song. Indescribable. Oh my god, didn't even say cheers. Cheers! And for that I have to drink more. Now, beating egg yolks, icing sugar, and my imitation vanilla. I feel like I need to make a song for my imitation vanilla. Imitation vanilla. Only $2. Now we're going to beat that until it is thick and creamy. Cheers! Awesome, so the yolks and sugar have gotten a bit thick and goopy. Now we add in mascarpone cheese. Just saying, for a cheese that only has one use, for like, you know, normal people, this cheese is f***ing expensive. So whoever you make tiramisu for, make sure they are very important to you. Let's taste it. On second thoughts, I can see why mascarpone cheese is so expensive. Here we have this mixture, and we're going to start folding in the egg whites. Fun fact, I found this mix master on the side of the road. In Australia, we have this thing called hard rubbish, where the government organizes people to pick up hard like goods on the side of the street. I was just walking and I found this mix master, and it works! My life changed. Okay, let's move it out of frame. You've had your time, mix master, so cheers! So in mixing egg white into like a thickish mixture, mix a third of the egg white in like really vigorously. That way it'll loosen up the thicker mixture. There's the rest of the egg whites. Folding for the camera. Let's try from this angle. Going under and over. The essential intention with folding is that you maintain all the air that you've incorporated into your mixture. Now we finally get to use our alcohol. Cheers! I need some more. I think I was like 16. I went to a party in high school. I got so wacko wasted on Frangelico in my friend's dad's car. I threw up out the window, and I think the stomach acid must have eroded the paint on the car. Oh my god, it was awful. Thank goodness they didn't ask me to pay for it. But I'll always have fond memories of Frangelico. Having D&Ms with other cute boys in high school. Now remember guys, doesn't gotta be fancy, just gotta be tasty. We're using 1 cup of boiling water with home brand instant coffee. I just put in 2 tablespoons. I promise you no one ever questions the brand of anything whenever I give them food. However much liqueur you want. Just under 1 cup. Whatever I don't use, I then have the right ratio for espresso martinis, and then I can just add in. Oh, boyfriend's calling.
My snore is a panda. Yes, he is snow.
Do you want to say hi to the camera?
Hi.
My boyfriend just asked me how drunk I am. Do you know what that means? Cheers! I want to put it at an angle where people can see it's imitation vanilla. And then a splash of that. We have our sponge fingers. Most people actually only use it for tiramisu. I don't know anyone who actually eats these. If you do, please comment in the section down below. And like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. My sister-in-law is Italian. I asked my sister-in-law's mother how to pronounce this product in Italian, and she told me that it's pronounced Savoiardi Biscuits. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Olivia. Take your sponge fingers, you dunk the finger and then arrange it into the tray. You don't want to dunk it for too long. They do kind of disintegrate in your fingers. Cheers. I'm just gonna spoon a bit more of this liqueur onto the sponge fingers. A layer on top here. Sponge finger into the mixture. Then on top of the mascarpone mixture. Cheers! This is so fucking easy to drink. Okay, break off. Cheers. Egg layer on. Oh no, there's a fruit fly in my... Oh no! Okay guys, we got it out. Cheers! Usually tiramisu would just be topped with a sprinkling of cocoa. You can add in chopped hazelnuts in the layers if you want, but I'm gonna do some grated chocolate. You can just use some bar of chocolate and a grater. This is a lot less effective than I thought it was going to be. Sieve, cocoa. Oh f***, that's a lot of cocoa. There we go. Cheers. This is tiramisu. It's not quite chilled yet. I really want to eat it.
With everything, so come and join me for 2 or 20 shots. Now that you're brinking with tin. That's me.